which at that point I wasn't fully doing the jewelry. I was just kind of dabbling with jewelry design.
And we got a nice big screen here to watch movies on.
This is oddly one of my favorite additions.
You've got to like the person that you're living van life with.
Hey, I am Carol.
And I'm Austin, and this is our van, Old Pine. Come take a tour with us.
We do a lot of cooking. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, everything. We're in the van a lot. So we wanted it to feel very homey, familiar, comfortable for us, which is why we made everything aesthetically wood and cozy and vintage, I suppose, worn. So we got a nice wood kitchen, and the whole van is wood, it's a cabin, and then our butcher block countertop, so we can do all of our cutting, even though we have a cutting board and we use that, but we wanted to have the access and the open space to, it's a small space, so to do our cutting and all that stuff. So anyway, we did a butcher block here, and then something that was very important was a large sink. So we have a stainless steel, really deep sink. So we have a 3-burner gas stove with that, and then we have our oven done here. Like I said, we make so much in this van. So we made a full Thanksgiving dinner. We make big proper meals in here, and it's worked perfect. No problem at all. We have our drinking water here, our hand soap here. Yeah, we can pull this out and, for the beach or whatever, just rinse off. Makes it really simple. It's nice to have this space and entering into the van and being clean, and yeah, it feels good. We're big into fruits, and this is oddly one of my favorite additions. It gets everything off of the counter, and yeah, we're big into fruits, and we're on the roads. We're visiting fruit stands a lot. So here we have our spice rack and our, whether it's wine or bourbon, and we put a little Christmas tree in here during the holidays, which fits in perfect, and everything in the van and on living on the road, you have to think about as things are gonna fall as you're traveling. So this keeps everything in place. Nothing falls out of, its little area. So we keep our salt and pepper, our honey, and our seasoning. So we have that little section, and it's nice because it's still, we don't have to move things around, and we can just do our spices here, and it's not interfering with our stove. And then we have our Starlink, which has been a game changer since we got it. We both work on the road. My husband is a musician. I'm a jewelry designer and maker, and actually a lot of the making happens right here also on the butcher block. So I do a lot of my designs right here. This is also an ironing board. This is a lot of stuff. But having Starlink, yeah, we can be anywhere, and where we want to be secluded sometimes and away from everything, which oftentimes means no service. And Starlink has been such a game changer where we can work. I can list my jewelry online and get orders, and everything can happen because of Starlink. So everything has latches. So as we're traveling and we're on the road, nothing falls out and is chaotic. So everything has its little latch. You still want to do this because maybe it could still fall out, but we're good today. So this is our, our plates, our bowls, our coffee cups, our random things. And then right next to it is what we use as our coffee section. And the convenience thing about this coffee section being here is it's right next to the person who lays right here. So in the morning you can just do your pour over, bada bing, bada boom for you, and for if you have somebody with you. So our fridge is 120 volt. Honestly, there's so much space. We don't need much more than that. If we have more than that, the things are probably gonna go bad anyway. So it's nice, we have access to everything. We have our freezer, which fits more than enough, including our frozen gushers. It's one of our things. And Reese's, we like things cold.
We met on a mountaintop while I was playing a show, and at the time I was kind of back and forth between kind of doing my own shows, but also a majority of my work was with playing music for other artists as a sideman or as their musical director or guitarist or vocalist. And you were kind of coming off the backside of a 20-year modeling career.
Yeah, trying to figure out, it's like I'm just going to focus on art at this point, painting, jewelry design, which at that point I wasn't fully doing the jewelry. I was just kind of dabbling with jewelry design. But yeah, as soon as we started dating, I said I want to quit modeling. 20 years, I want to be done.
And then the pandemic hit, and just like a lot of creatives, or anyone in general for that matter, it kind of gave us the headspace and the freedom to think about what we really wanted to be doing with our careers and with our lives. We were living in Los Angeles at the time, and we decided that with our adventurous spirit, we wanted to kind of get out of the city and into more rural areas. And so we moved to a house up in Ojai, or Oakview, California. And then we moved up to Coarsegold up near Yosemite. And we just kind of kept using these places as anchor points, but really kind of wanting to go on more adventures. And like, why don't we just take home on the road?
Well, I feel like every time we were in a spot, we were thinking about where we could go. Like, why are we paying so much in rent? We're thinking of buying a place right now, when we're thinking about, the whole time we're in this beautiful spot, we're thinking about the next spot. Right?
Yeah, totally. And that's when the birth of your jewelry business really started, which is Unbridled Spirit. And it's kind of the state logo, right?
For Kentucky?
For Kentucky. And so, yeah, she kind of was able to transition your passion with art and with fashion into a full-time career. And I decided that I wanted all of my efforts to go towards my own music. And so that's when I started really hunkering down and writing my songs, getting a vision for the production and for what an album would look like for me. And yeah, I just recently finished recording my album, and hopefully that'll be out soon.
So you're in our little lounge area, and this is our section that we choose to call it our cubby. And, it gives you a little privacy. But the perk of it is it's our dog ranger's little storage area. So we keep his food, his blankets, his bowls, everything right under this cushion. And then one of my absolute favorite sections of this area, and just for us because it keeps everything a little more tidy, which is very important, is his food and water bowl. So he has a little area for himself. And if we move on over, we have, which is a little bit more rare, we have a bench seat, and they're on swivels, and it allows us to have more of a home feeling. It's a couch, so sometimes we'll put our projector facing this way, so we have a little movie night, and yeah, we can just stretch out, a little extra hang spot for us. So here is where we store our towels, our window shades, our projector. Honestly, so much stuff can go in here. We just covered up, we made this little leather fringe guy with some turquoise pieces. Yeah, just to make it feel good. We have our pantry here, which also, just like all of the storage here, you would not realize how much space is in all this, but it goes really far back. So now you're in our closet area, and something that we're not, where a lot of people living on the road are more minimalist. One thing we're not minimalist regarding is our clothes. We have a lot of clothes. We do a lot of random things. It was just something I didn't want to sacrifice. I wanted to have the ability to have whatever we needed, Under the closet is where we keep our kitchen utensils, your everyday, and plus other random things like a flask, because you never know, our lighters and tape and all that good stuff. But this is where we keep the majority of all of our kitchen goods. And then below that is what we have as our more of a boot storage, because we both wear a lot of cowboy boots. So we have our sandals and slippers, and we both have, I think, 5 pairs of cowboy boots in this one drawer.
So as Carol mentioned earlier, this is our little lounge space, and one of our favorite things about our lounge space is we got these Lagoon swivel tables to kind of give us a little workspace as well. So I can sit here and work on some of my music. Carol has her table over here that she works on jewelry, or it's just a nice place to have a meal. So we could sit here and just kind of hang out and have somewhere to work on stuff. Well, we bought the van. At the time, like we said, it was kind of right at the beginning of the pandemic, and so prices for everything were a little bit higher than normal just due to shortage of supply and demand and so on. But we bought this van. It was a 2020 model at the time, and it still is a 2020, but it's a 2020 Ram ProMaster 3500, and it was just a cargo van, completely empty. And we spent close to $50,000 on the van itself. We traded in our Jeep that we had, a Jeep Wrangler, and then we probably put around $25,000 to $30,000 into the build itself. All in, I think we're probably close to $80,000. One of the big cons that we've seen in van life is just kind of the mailing address situation. Like if you have to renew your driver's license or some sort of government official thing, a lot of times they ask for a residential address. We use a mail forwarding sister company for our mailing address, and that works for things like bills or important documents that you need to get mailed to you. They just mail it to the mail forwarding, and then we forward it to one of our friend's house or the local post office or something like that. But whenever it comes to the government or somebody needing a residential address, we usually just use one of our friends. It was kind of a long, drawn-out process of figuring out that was the easiest route to go.
Yeah, it took us like a year and a half to figure that out.
Yeah, to finally figure that out. Other than that, I mean, the pros are endless. I mean, being able to go wherever you want, see family, friends, amazing nature.
It's addictive.
It's an addictive lifestyle for sure. If you're okay with not having to have some of the creature comforts of a lot of space, or endless showers where you're wasting tons of gallons of water.
I wonder if you're choosing to live in a small space with somebody else, you have to also learn it's a dance. So you can't just get up and move around like you would in a normal house. Maybe you have to be more patient if somebody, for instance, is cooking or making coffee and you need to go to the restroom. Maybe just wait for a little bit, or just moving with each other.
Mastering the dance. Yeah.
Mastering the van life dance.
You've got to like the person that you're living van life with.
A whole lot.
Which we do. Welcome to our bedroom. So this is actually a full queen size mattress. With ProMasters being as wide as they are, we were able to just fit a regular old queen size mattress in our bedding area, which we love. It's so comfortable. Right over here above my feet, we've got both our his and hers kind of closet space and cabinets. And right under that, we've got two Bluetooth/Wi-Fi speakers that we use to play music, and we also use for our projector screen where we watch movies and TV and programs. We put the projector right back here, and we got a nice big screen here to watch movies on. At the feet and at the head of our bed area, we've got these windows that slide open, give us a nice circulation on the hotter days. And then right up here, we have a skylight that actually has a screen for kind of shading the sunlight if we don't want the sun coming in too bright, or we also can black it out entirely. So that's pretty nice. We also have a thermostat over here, and that controls our propane furnace, so we can control everything right from the bed. And then we also have hanging here our Max Air fan controller that we can also control. If it's too hot in here, we can cool it down with our fan. Back here, we've got a porthole window, which is kind of nice to peek through if you're wanting to see what's outside. We've also got two flutes hung up back there for when we feel the inspiration to play a little tune. And yeah, this is our bed. We love it. It's really comfy and cozy, and just a nice place to relax at the end of the day. All right, so to my left and to your right, we've got this beautiful door and this mirror, but behind this door, kind of to go with our Western aesthetic, it's a barn door, and that slides open like so. And behind it, we've got our copper shower. Has a compostable toilet. It also has this lovely adjustable shower head. We kind of went with the oil brushed look to kind of for the bronzy copper tones to peek through, which goes along with our shower, which is copper lined entirely with real copper, which is lovely because over time it kind of patinas and gives a nice rustic green look. And yeah, along with our shower, we've got a 42-gallon freshwater tank that we can probably go about 2 weeks on with dishes and showers and drinking water before we have to fill up again. And then mounted underneath our van, we have a 15-gallon gray water tank, which holds all of the gray water from, like I said, the dishes and the shower that we can empty whenever that gets too full. And we also have the gauges that show us what our freshwater tank and our gray water tank is at from empty to full, just to kind of give us an idea of when we need to either empty our gray tank or fill up our freshwater tank. So right behind this door and behind the mirror, we also have this Nautilus sliding shower door to kind of waterproof whenever we're taking a shower. It blocks the water from hitting the wood on the other side of this. And we've got a nice tankless water heater, which allows us to take nice warm showers. And so conveniently, we placed right above us our Max Air fan to kind of help ventilate the steam whenever we're taking hot showers. So this is our garage. It is a very spacious room that we have here underneath our bed. Right directly behind me here, we've got 5 hat hangers because we have a lot of hats. So we needed to have our hat hangers. To my right and your left, we've got our tankless propane water heater, and we've also got hookups back here for an outdoor cowboy shower, as they call it. But yeah, like I said, we've got a lot of space back here. Got all my musical equipment back here. Carol has all of her jewelry making gear back here as well. To my left and to your right is all of the electrical brains of the operation here. We've got 300 watts of solar on the roof of our van, as well as our Trex roof deck, which we love. Right here we've got 170 amp hour lithium battery storage, which is more than enough for what we need. It also is powered from the solar and the DC to DC charger that charges the battery as we're driving. We've got our AC breaker box here right next to our DC 12 volt breaker box, which has all the fuses that go to our lights and everything that runs off of either 12 volt or AC power. We've got a 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter that changes or that inverts all of the power from DC to AC current for things like a refrigerator, all of our 3-prong outlets, some of our USB outlets as well. And we've also got a transformer switch right here in case, in the rare occasion that we do plug into shore power, that transfers all of our power, AC power, from the battery to the shore power. And yeah, that's about it. This is our garage area. It's kind of where we just throw all the other extra stuff for van life. Do as much research as you feel comfortable with, but like anything in life, there comes a point where you just have to take the leap. And you're not going to know everything going into it. We didn't think we knew everything going into van life, but we learned a lot of things along the way, and you just have to be patient and be open to all the changes that come your way.
Well, it's just putting yourself in a situation that, and just like in anything in life, putting yourself in a situation that is probably going to be uncomfortable, but it ultimately turns out, hopefully for you, it did for us, way better than expected. And now I feel like we can't not have some sort of version of being able to be, what is the word I'm looking for? Like, we can go anywhere and be self-sufficient. Self-sufficient's the word. We don't need anything from anybody other than what we have right here.
We've kind of decided at this point that even if and when we do anchor down and get some sort of property or house or something like that, we're always going to want some form of this, whether it's kind of more of an adventure vehicle or a full-time rig. I think we're always going to want to have.
I like that where you're saying the word "I think."
We're
we
definitely
know as a matter of fact we have to have something like this. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm a jewelry designer and maker, and that's been something so incredible. Being on the road is the inspiration that I draw from each place that we're in. So the brand is constantly developing and growing, but you can see it all at www.unbridledtradingpost.com. And the Instagram is unbridled. Is that just Unbridled Trading Post?
Mm-hmm.
At Unbridled Trading Post.
I've got an album coming out soon under my name, Austin Vallejo, and that'll be out on everywhere that you can stream or purchase music. Oh, our YouTube channel is just youtube.com/Carol and Austin. You can follow us along on our journey. Our Instagram,
Carol, Karol, and Austin. Carol and Austin.
Carol and Austin, yeah.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Tiny Home, for taking a tour of our, what did you call it earlier? Our van?
Rustic cabin on wheels, our vansion.
Vansion. Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
And if you see us on the road, say hi.
Yeah, we'll see you down the road.